Welcome back to another video, and now what we are going to be doing to the Limitless V2 here is installing this beautiful gem right here, the Perfect Pass single motor mount grub screw kit. And I'm going to be attaching it with this Hobby Wing Easy Run 800 kV motor, just so I can run this Limitless V2 on 12S. So we're gonna get a serious bump in power. Try to ignore the kitty head over there. So now obviously I found my mount. I can use both hands. That's what she likes. We're gonna mount this here, and I'm going to be feeding some screws into it, and let's see how this here goes. Make sure I have the right ones. There we go. So I'm gonna feed it from the bottom here just so I can find out where they're gonna be, and just let's see here. Yep, there we go. Getting one on this end. Yes, I'll be coming back, and I will be using Loctite on these. Absolutely will be. I'm just getting this soft mounted so you can see what this will be looking like once it's fully assembled, or at least on the car. Alright. Hand feeding these screws in here, feeling it all the while, making sure that I don't get any kind of binding of any sort here. Because last thing you want to do is mess up your threads on this, because you don't want to try and retap and rethread, just because you could run into possible issues down the line, and well, I don't want any smoke. So I'm going to go ahead and use this just so you can get a really good picture of what this is going to look like once it's down. I am not roofing these down yet, just getting this kind of, you know, seated. It's literally just that tight. I'm not gonna lock these down because, like I said, I'm gonna be coming back in here and using thread locker on this. Okay. Man, that instantly made this thing gain weight. Yeah, this is heavy. So remember, blue Loctite. Use your blue Loctite. Don't be shy. Yeah, no, this is not seated on there yet. It shouldn't be. What am I doing? Oh my goodness. Well, this gear is not going to be staying on there. This is a... Shoot the hell if I know right now. That is just the wrong tooth gear. That's all we need to say. Needless to say, that's what that is. But this, as you can see, is loose because I still have to set the lash and adjust it and blah 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 blah. But for now, what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and Loctite these bad boys up. So give this a nice little shaky shake. Start with any one of these here, just because it's holding everything in place. Let me use this liberally. There we go. And put her in there. And I'm going to give it a nice 1-2. That is in there good and tight. I ain't going to worry about that shaking itself loose. Last thing you want is a screw coming loose, especially on your drive line, because you can tear up all kind of stuff from all the centrifugal forces and the rotating energy and blah, 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 blah. Last thing you want is a gear to come loose, your pinion to come loose under all that rotational speed, and it just completely just tear up any and whatever kind of wiring, possibly even damage your battery and cause a fire. Imagine that coming loose. It's just a giant ninja star spinning around in there. Over 80,000 RPMs. Yeah, come on. I don't want... There we go. I'm trying to put a decent amount on there. I almost said a good amount. I gotta stop saying that. And locking all this down here. Now let's see here. Don't get the Loctite and everything. Loctite is almost as bad as getting what is that stuff called? Anti-seize. Oh man, it gets on everything. You might not even touch something. And you just, you know, you're handling anti-seize, and next thing you know, it's everywhere. The anti-seize gets on everything. If you've done brake jobs, if you've done spark plugs, you know about anti-seize and how it just spreads. You won't even realize you touched something, and next thing you know, your hands are covered in it. But yeah, I'll zoom in so you can see where, as I was talking about how the thread locker is, it kind of just spreads around. I went a little heavy on that one, but it's okay. And locked. All right. Cap your thread locker, because the last thing you want is it to go everywhere, because it likes to do that in the first place. All right, now that that's out the way, let's see if I can bring you in for a closer view of how this stuff gets everywhere. So you see here, right there, it's already right there. It's already right there. It's right there. And well, I just did that. So I'm going to be cleaning some of that up because, well, that's a lot of business. All right, so we're going to get our little handy dandy clean them up rags here. If I felt like getting some brake cleaner, I'll just get the brake cleaner and just, you know, spray this rag down and do this. Oh man, I'm gonna get the brake cleaner. Oh! I could use my 99% alcohol, but we're gonna hit this bad boy. Hopefully I don't ruin the paint, but if I do, oh goodness, that's a lot. Okay. And if the paint gets ruined, it gets ruined. I really don't care. I'm just gonna go ahead and just get all the little spots where the Loctite was spreading out. There we go. Much better. Happy, happy. All right, now let's turn this over and have a little peekaboo at what we were doing. Oh yeah. She is bad. Whew. And heavy. Very heavy. All right. So it's mounted. It is good and tight. So now what we are going to do is, well, they're going to probably use the factory Limitless spool, but I do have some other ones. They're aftermarket. What name brand are they? I have no clue. I couldn't tell you. But I do have an assortment of gears to possibly try on it to see if we'll get somewhere. I do have to finish adding all the little parts for the diff mount. And here's this this spool here. It's a little shorty. It's a little shorty, so I don't know if I could use this on here, just because, you know, the bearings are new, but bearings are good in here. Whatever, we're gonna stick with it. Oh, okay, so that one's a 34. This is factory Limitless, whatever this might be. And I'm not getting any play, any torsional force, so that's good. That's a good sign. So we got an assortment of gears we're gonna be figuring out we're gonna be using in there. So I don't know what that's gonna be for now. But there's still more perfect pass stuff to assemble for this, or practical prototype solutions. Sorry guys, love you both. All right, well, let's see what we can do here. I guess we're gonna, yep. Okay. Get this open. Oh, one cool thing. If you guys get the dual motor mount, the box itself has these pre-sized holes. So instead of it being 1, 2, 3 holes, you would have a 4th hole, and it basically gives you a pilot screw. So basically you would screw it down to the other side and use that as your pilot to drill your hole in there. So that way there's not any issues with mounting, because that can happen if you're being a little careless. You don't want any problems. Alright, so let's see, is this the right one? Negative, that is not the right one. Is this the right one? Probably. It is. Alright. Bring you a little closer. A little closer. Alright. Of course, that's right. Bring in closer and get your big hands in the way. See, so you can see, right? That's right. Oh my goodness. What is an advantage, a disadvantage to having a wildcat? Well, the wildcats, they want to climb and jump on anything and everything possible that they can, even though they shouldn't. So, yeah. Sorry, side note. I'm just looking at my cat climbing on things she's not supposed to. She looks at me like, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? I'm looking at you, Foolio. Okay. I'm gonna get my hands in the way here just to make it a little bit faster. You see what I'm doing here. All right, that's loose, that's loose. Whoop, that's out. Oh, that's out too. Okay, well, it's coming out. Practical Prototype Solutions. All right. The transmission top plate is out. All right, all screws are secure. So, let's pull this bad boy out to the side because we're gonna need room. Ooh, she falls right in. That's not really a good sign. Now what happens if I spin it this way? Okay, so it's gonna have to be mounted this way. So if I could switch this to this side, we might be in business. Or let's see here. I'm gonna try this puppy out. See how it looks. Sounds like some nice, smooth new bearings in there. So, you see how it's offset. So, I'm not really a fan of that. I mean, according to how it was initially set up, it's supposed to be in this position, but you don't have enough on the shank here. So, I guess you're gonna have to basically wrap around it and have her in there like that. And then just bring that back that way, which is perfectly fine for me because that's just what it is. Now, what I'm concerned about now is just how much slop is going to be here if I put this in this orientation. Nope, that is not going to work. That is not going to work. Look at that. Look at that. So, the factory axle or drive shaft, as you can see, it's not going to fit there. And if it's too short on that side, it's not going to be long enough on that side. So, well, now I got to go about taking this apart and switching them around. Switch them around, that should do the trick. I don't see any screws in there. So we're going to be learning something new now. Okay, well, either way, this is going to conclude this video for now. We got the motor mounted Practical Prototype Solutions, Practical Prototype Solutions, PPS. That's on, Loctite from the bottom. Motor's mounted, it's not adjusted yet, but we're gonna be getting this dialed in first, figure this out, and then we'll continue with the install. All right, I'll see you on the next one.